All right, everyone. It's time for round 4 of the Bank Box Battle Series for Nickels. Hey everybody, it's Rob with RobFindsTreasure, and that's right, it's time for round 4. You'll recall that both Wells Fargo and Chase tied in the first round, and then Chase has taken the last 2 with B of A not even doing a showing. The good news is I hunted the same branch for these 3 boxes, and I've got a different branch for this bank box, this hunt. So I'm hoping we can turn it around for B of A. It's been really slow with me on the nickel hunts lately. We've only found 2 silvers and 2 buffaloes in the last 9 boxes. So I'm hoping we score a lot more than that in these 3. I used to get a lot more results with my nickels, and then I started this battle series, and it's like they've cooled down. It's weird though, because the Chase Bank gave me a Wells Fargo box, and the Bank of America, which is usually like a Wells Fargo box, gave me a Chase box. So who knows what that means? Either way, we're going to kick it off with Bank of America since the box is different than the other 2, and we're hoping it can redeem itself since it hasn't had a good showing in 3 boxes. I've already checked all 3 of the boxes to make sure they were circulated. They are. I looked at the top enders on both those boxes. There is no enders. I've only checked to see if this is circulated. We'll check the ends as we get into the rolls. That being said, let's get into the rolls. Roll number 6 of the Bank of America box, guys, and we're going to find here, this one's a 1948 Denver. So it's our oldest of the box. We also found a 51 Philly, a 58 Denver, and an 09 D already. Let's find more. Roll number 8, another 48 nickel, and this one's even worse condition, and it's another Denver. We'll hold on to it, though, to keep track of the finds for the points, but I probably won't hold on to it too long. Roll 13, guys. I laid them out. I'm almost positive that's a silver. We're going to have silver in this first box. 1944 out of Denver. I'll take it. We've got a silver wartime nickel in the box. Roll 15, guys. We're going to have a 40s nickel, and it's a transition year, a 1942. Doesn't look silver at all, so it's probably not silver, and it's not. If it was silver, remember, and I'll show it just to you in case you're new to nickels, when they're silver, they have the mint mark above the Monticello, like the D in this one. When they're not silver, there's no mint mark there. It would be on the back right here. But in 1942, the Philadelphia Mint didn't put mint marks on their nickels, so that's a 42 Philadelphia. Not a war nickel, but still an old nickel nonetheless. Roll 16, guys, and we just pulled a 1951 S in pretty good shape. And that's a pretty good nickel, less than 8 million minted. So this box is starting off pretty hot. And we also just now found a 1947 Philadelphia as well. So I'm pretty happy with how this box is shaping up. We've already got 4 plus 3, 4 is 8, 10 finds, plus a really nice condition 1978 Denver. So 10 good finds in 16 rolls. That's a pretty good start. Roll 17, another 40s nickel here. This one's a 1946 Philadelphia. Roll 18, another 40s nickel, a 1947. I think that's just a Philly with some damage. Let's take a look under the scope. Yep, 1947, Philadelphia. Roll number 26, we found ourselves a 1941, Philadelphia. Roll 28, another 40s nickel, 1948, Denver. Roll 35, I'm going to find something I almost never find. We've got a foreign in the box. Appears to be a Canadian. 2000. Wow. I never find foreign nickels in my boxes, but we got one today. Roll number 46, another 40s nickel, another 47, Denver. Finished hunting that B of A nickel box, guys, and it was actually a pretty good one. 15 in the 50s, including a couple of early ones, a 51D and a 51S. Can't get mad at that. Or a 51P and a 51S. Can't get mad at that. We got 9 in the 40s, not counting the silver, including a nice earlier 41 and 42, which I'll take. We did find a 44D silver wartime nickel. Silver in the box is always good. 309s and a Canadian. Plus we found a pretty nice AU type coin up there as well. So 28 finds in the box. That's between that 25 and 30 mark. This box will score pretty good on the score sheet, which is nice. Happy to have hunted it and happy to have gotten silver. Wells Fargo and Chase got their work cut out for them. So we'll save Chase for last since he's been winning all of the rounds lately, and we'll hunt Wells Fargo next. We're on roll 11 of the Wells Fargo box, guys, and so far we only had 3 50s nickels to show for it. But look at this. We've got an S mint marked silver, and I couldn't tell from the edge. Looks like a regular nickel. So when I opened the roll, had no idea, and I was pleasantly surprised when I ran across it. And it's a 43S at that. We will take it. Silver in the box. Roll number 11. Roll 18. We're going to have another 40s nickel on this one, a 47. It's like Philadelphia. Roll 26, and we've got another foreign, different box, but second find of the 2 boxes so far. 1986 Canadian. Roll number 30. We have a 1940 here. 1940D, oldest of the box. Roll number 32. Got another 40s nickel. 1941 Philadelphia. We'll take it as well. Well, we finished hunting that box of Wells Fargo nickels, and it wasn't a great one. We did find 10 from the 50s and 3 from the 40s, including a 1943 S silver, which is always nice. 1 foreign and only 109. So light on the finds, 16 finds. You know we want 25 or more. So it's going to be very tough for it to beat even the Chase box. We know it didn't beat the B of A. Can old dependable Chase show B of A what's up? Or will it struggle like Wells Fargo did? Let's get into it. We're on roll number 7 of the Chase box. We got our first 40s find of the box, a 1946 Philadelphia. We've also managed to get a couple of 59s and a 54 and an 09. So we're off and running. Let's see what else is in this box. Roll number 20 of the Chase box. We got another 40s nickel, and it's another 46. And this one, I think, is a Denver. It is. So 2 46s, a bunch of 59s, and a few other 50s. Just cracking into roll 24. Started to move the first couple out of the way, and it slid down just enough to show me the back of a buffalo nickel. I think there's no mint mark on this one. At least that's what it looked like. Yeah, it looks like no mint mark on this one. Hopefully we can get a date on it. That's going to be a tough one. And it's probably too beat up for the microscope. I don't know, guys. Let me wipe it down a little bit and see if I can see something. If I can't, I may have to Nic-A-Date this one. All right, we've used Nic-A-Date. I tried to use it as quickly as possible. You probably can catch the date right about there. It is a 1917. No mint mark, so Philadelphia. I do want to remind everyone, if you do use Nic-A-Date, you're going to reduce the value of any nickel to about 10 or 20% book value. So you don't want to use it on something that you can get a date off of, or if you can see partial date, you don't want to use it either. At the end of the day, it's a Philadelphia mint, so I knew it wasn't going to be as valuable. And even though it's a 1917, which is a pretty nice date, a teens Buffalo, we had to use it. And this one's in terrible shape, so I don't mind doing that. Probably a 50 cent to a dollar nickel at the most right now, but Nic-A-Date will help you find out those dates. If you want Nic-A-Date, I do have a link down below in the video description, and feel free to click on that. All right, Buffalo in the box, 1917. Can't get mad at that. Roll 31, and we're going to find another 40s nickel here. 1941, Philadelphia. Roll number 33. Find ourselves another 40s nickel. This one's a 1947 Philadelphia. Roll 35 is going to find us another 40s nickel, and it is a 1942, but it doesn't have the silver look, and it's not. Just as a reminder to everyone, all silver wartime nickels have the mint mark above the Monticello building in the back. That's how you know there's a Civil War nickel. That's from 42 to 45. This is just a transition year nickel, 42, and it's a Philadelphia. Still a good find. They're not as easy to find as some of the other ones because they made a lot less of them since there were only half of that year was minted as non-silver nickels. All right, let's get back to the hunt. Roll 39, another 40s nickel here. A 1947, pretty toasty, but we'll still add it to the finds. Roll number 5, and it's crazy. I very rarely get 4 nickels, and I think all 3 boxes this hunt has had them. 87 Canadian, and I think I see another oldie. Yeah, 1946 Philadelphia. Roll 49, gonna have our oldest Jefferson of the box, a 1940 S, San Francisco. Well, we finished hunting that chase box of nickels, and it was okay. The Buffalo saved the day, really. We got 10 from the 50s. The best find of the 50s is this 51D. And a 51D, man, if you can find it in AU 55, AU 58, or even mint state, it's worth about $4 or more. So it's always nice to find a 51D. In the 40s, the best find of the box was probably a 42 Philadelphia. Harder to find because they made so many war nickels. And then, of course, the find of the box was the 1917 Philadelphia Mint Buffalo nickel, even though it's in toasty condition. Speaking of toasty condition, we don't even know what this nickel is. Can't get the date off it. It does have the mint mark on the back, so it's definitely from 1964 or earlier, but we'll never know. And then speaking of never knowing, yeah, we'll never know. You can see the Jefferson profile on the front, kind of. So we know it's a Jefferson nickel. And then I pulled out this 1975 because look at this thing, guys. Ridiculous. That is a beautiful 75. It doesn't have full steps. There is a slight ding across, of course. Still a nice find. Only 109. Only 109. And, of course, a foreign or a Canadian nickel. And we found one in every box, which is crazy for me. I think 22 or 23 finds, so a little bit light, but the Buffalo nickel and the 51D does help out. Let's get this in the spreadsheet and see which bank won, although I'm pretty certain Bank of America took it. All right, everyone, as expected, I'll go and do the recap. Wells Fargo scored 21.5 points. Chase Bank scored 31 points, and B of A 37.5 with all those 1950s and 40s Jeffersons. And then, of course, it tossed in a foreign and a silver as well, which always helps out. So the winner of that round was B of A. It won its first round. Chase still has the most wins. 3 out of the first 4 rounds won. So it's doing pretty good. Of course, Wells Fargo and B of A both got a win as well. At the end of the day, Chase boxes are holding up with a 3.1 point lead over the B of A boxes, with Wells Fargo coming in last. I've always had my best finds or my most consistent finds with Chase boxes, so it's not surprising, but we're only 4 rounds in. I'll tell you though, the last 3 Chase boxes have had a Buffalo nickel and not any of the B of A or Wells Fargo has. Of course, Chase has yet to produce a silver nickel, and B of A has done 2, and Wells Fargo has produced 2. So it's like one or the other. We'll have to see. Be nice to get a box that puts it all together for me. Hopefully you're enjoying these Battle of the Bank series, especially with nickels. If you are, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. And as always, everyone, happy hunting, and thanks for watching.